behalf of the National Entrepreneur Center and Orange County government, welcome to Main Street Profiles, a program where you can discover the secrets of turning a good idea into a successful business. Our guests are entrepreneurs and community leaders here to share their experience and their knowledge, all to help you make your business dreams come true. So, I'm your host, Jerry Ross, and thanks for joining us today. On today's show, we'll hear from Catherine Ojeda and how she grew a local company called Redi Pedi Cab Company into a successful business. So let's get started. Welcome to Main Street Profiles, Catherine. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Jerry. It's great to be here.
I need to hear the story of Redi Pedi Cab Company and what that does and how you got it started.
Great. Sure. Well, Redi Pedi, we offer outdoor advertising on International Drive to national and local brands. We also offer exhibitors and events at the Orange County Convention Center. We give them sponsorship and advertising opportunities. And we also do all that. When doing all that, we offer short-haul transportation.
Short-haul transportation.
That's right.
So tell me what that looks like.
Well, we do all that with bicycle taxis, also known as pedicabs and rickshaws.
Oh, yeah.
So we're pretty much the most amusing way to get to the front door and fun way to get around International Drive. So
tell me, how did you get started in the cab company or the short-haul transportation? Short-haul
transportation. Well, I kind of just ran into it. Basically, I was looking for an opportunity one day. I was, kind of just several years after college, and still had some student loans to pay, and I was looking for a second part-time job. A part-time job, and I ran into a pedicab, a bicycle taxi driver, and he was telling me all about it. And it happened to be the eve of the PGA merchandise show.
Oh, here at the convention center.
Here at the convention center, that's right. And so I worked that weekend, and it was a phenomenal time. It was very amusing. It was the greatest time I ever had. So why not? It was awesome.
So how did you come up with the first bike, and how did you know how to do it?
Sure. Well, I did work for another company for a little bit, and so I was off and on working with her, and she ventured off and pursued other business ventures. And so then I started Redi Pedi. I started with just 3 pedicabs. Mm-hmm. There was 2 of us. I think our first event was the Tim McGraw Faith Hill concert downtown Orlando. They need to come back, by the way. That was a very nice event. Yeah. That was very fun.
I agree. I'd like to see them in concert again.
And yeah, so that was our very first event. It was like June 2006. And so it's been growing ever since.
What was the biggest challenge in approaching a new business and getting started in a new business?
Sure. Well, when you're trying to start a new business, the first thing I wanted to do, I had to realize is that I couldn't perceive myself as a small business. I had to represent myself as a big corporation. So I tried to give everything I did a corporate look. My websites, the literature we put out, whatever it was, I had to make it perceive like we were a really large company. Mm-hmm. And I think that worked to our benefit. And then also, this was before social media was a key term, but we were doing social media at the time. We didn't know what it was at the time.
Didn't know what to call it, but
right.
You just kind of knew that was a very inexpensive way to get the word out?
Exactly. So wherever and everywhere online where we could put our name and our services and whatever it was we were doing, we would put it. And it would pop up in Google. And so even though people may not be finding our website directly, they were finding us, and then that would direct us to our website.
And so would you use local advertisers or advertisers in the area where you were providing the pedicab services? Sure. Or were these more national advertisers that were finding you?
Companies that, or our clients that we found, they found us, and yeah, we worked with some national brands. Uh-huh. I think our very first national contract was with Oracle. At the time we were working with Oracle, we only had 3 pedicabs, but we didn't tell Oracle that. we told Oracle we had 10. So that worked out. We got that contract, and then for the next contract, we told them we had 15, and then for the next contract, we told them we had 20.
And so is that the fake it till you make it
Yeah.
strategy there?
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not faking it, and it's not lying, because I will have those bikes.
Just not for that particular event.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, at the time the contract is signed, I don't have those bikes, but when the contract needs to be done, we will have them.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, what was the most memorable event that you've done?
Oh, wow. Well, pedicabbing has taken me different places, and we have different things. As far as places, the presidential inauguration was very memorable. We worked out there. We went up to D.C. 2008 in January for the inauguration, and just helped people get all over throughout the city. I think the most memorable ride by taking a pedicab we were 2 blocks from the White House, and I had a couple jump in my bike to go to Georgetown.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was quite a haul. The city was on lockdown, so people had to use us to get around town.
Wasn't that when they had a lot of snow? It was pretty cold.
It was 19 degrees. It was cold. My juice, I stored Gatorade or whatnot in my pedicab, and it was slushy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was very cold. And then as far as contracts, I mean, we worked at Daytona 500. That was very exciting. We had the opportunity to go out there and be on the property. We've also worked, and in advertising, I mean, they're all great. Being able to work with a company like Microsoft, they came in, they bought out 20 of our pedicabs, branded them out, and offered free rides to all the attendees of the convention.
Wow.
So, you know, everybody likes a free ride, so why not?
And I hear that you have diversified lately.
Yeah, yes. So we moved our shop into a spot where it could work for retail location as well. So we have our pedicab shop in the back, and in the front we decided to open up a retail store. And it was a little bit hard at first trying to figure out exactly what we were going to sell, but now we've been having a good time selling pro scooters and like pro scooters and freestyle scooters. These are heavy-duty scooters that kids can use at the skate park and ride the half pipes with, and jump the ramps and grind with.
Like the extreme games where they're
yeah, like the X Games, exactly.
Right, right. And so did you know you were going to sell that when you committed to the retail space, or was that another one of those, I'll figure it out along the way?
Yeah, you figure it out along the way. We had the space already to put our pedicabs in, and we had space in the front to open up a store. We had contracts, or we were a dealer for a couple of different bicycle accessory companies.
Yes.
But that was, you know, you can't go too far with that. And then I discovered the scooters actually at one of the conventions here at the convention center, and it's been great. The kids are a lot of fun. They're very passionate about their sport. That's
fascinating. Well, I see we're coming up on a break, but don't go anywhere, because we're going to come back and talk about your background and growing up.
Okay, great.
When we return, we'll discover more about Catherine Ojeda's personal journey to success. So stay right there, and we'll be back with more from Catherine Ojeda on Main Street Profiles. Welcome back. You're watching Main Street Profiles, where you can discover the secrets of turning a good idea into a successful business. I'm your host, Jerry Ross, and we've been talking with Catherine Ojeda and learning about her company, Redi Pedicab Company, and now it's time to hear her personal journey to success. So Catherine, we've learned a little bit about your business, and now we'd like to learn a little bit more about you and your background. So where did you grow up?
Sure. Well, I'm an Army brat, so childhood, that took place in Frankfurt, Germany. I was there for a while. Then we went from middle school and high school, I was in Del City, Virginia.
Del City, Virginia?
Yeah, it's in Northern Virginia.
Did you like high school?
Yeah, I enjoyed high school. We we had a I was on the cross country team there at Hilton High School, and we had a very successful running. We were state champions 2 years in a row.
Wow.
So,
well, that was pretty good training for what you do today.
Yeah, it's pretty good training. That got me recruited for a cross-country scholarship at Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach. So, so I did accounting there.
So you were in accounting at Bethune-Cookman? Correct.
And then after that, I just came to Orlando. I had family here already. I had visited a couple of times throughout high school and college, and it just seemed like there's always something to do in Orlando. So that's what made it so exciting to come here.
It's a pretty exciting town.
Sure.
Here. What was your first job?
My first job, it was working at McDonald's in Virginia. Yeah,
So did you work on the counter?
I was a cashier. I did cashier. I did a drive-through as well. So I had to prepare the drinks and things for people coming through the drive-through.
I worked the grill and I worked the bun station. So.
Right. No, I did fries too. Fries. It takes 3 minutes to do the fries.
That's right. So what did you learn from the first job? What was a takeaway from that first job at McDonald's?
Well, I mean, there are valuable things that you can learn, responsibility and teamwork and things like that. But you also learn, you know, that you want to inspire to do some bigger and greater things. So, and hard work, you learn hard work there too.
Do you have family members?
Yeah, I'm the baby. I have an older brother and older sister. So they're out of state.
So they're not here locally?
No.
Okay. What brought you to Orlando? Is it the activity and excitement, or did you come for a job?
No, actually I moved here. I had family here already. And then, yeah, just the excitement. Growing up in Virginia, doing high school in Virginia, you realize, you know, things shut down during the holidays and everything. Things closed down. There's not much to do. But whenever we came to Orlando, things were always open. There's something always happening. If it's Christmas Eve and you want to go watch a movie at a theater, you can go do that. If you want to go out in a restaurant on Christmas Eve, you can do that. There's always something happening.
Did you begin the pedicab business immediately when you came to Orlando, or?
No, I was working in corporate offices. I was trying to pursue a job within my degree, and then one day I was out driving about, looking for a part-time job, set up some student loans, and also my car was acting up a little bit, so it was on its last leg.
It was time for a new job. It was time for something new.
Right, and I was literally driving down the street in my car when I stopped to speak to a pedicabber about this opportunity, and my car died right there.
Right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
So it was like the perfect timing and the perfect opportunity.
Right.
What kind of things, when you were growing up, was there anyone that was particularly influential or that gave you things that were teaching moments that you could rely on as you got your business started?
Sure. I think I rely a lot on my cross-country training and long-distance running. I think that gives me the determination for the business, because it does take determination. You got to get in it for the long haul. It's not going to happen overnight. So, the don't quit attitude, and, quitting's not an option attitude and everything. I think that falls back to my training as a long distance runner.
Well, and it compares to a business owner to say that the cross country isn't a sprint. It's a long-term run that takes a lot of energy and determination. So that was good training.
Yeah.
Tell me what's in the future for Redi Pedi.
Well, I hope to be able to grow my relationship with the convention center and with the events that come to the convention center. We also, we want to see our store Redi to Pedi grow. We're looking to become the top, the go-to place in Florida for pro scooters, freestyle scooters, and and possibly expand to other cities. There's other cities that are on. I don't want to mention any right now, but
you don't want to let them know you're coming, right?
They don't need to know I'm coming.
But I understand that people do travel to your store now from around Florida.
Right, yeah, we do have people coming in. They'll come in 2 or 3 hours to come to our store for pro scooters. They've been shopping online for so long that they want to come and see it tangible, something they can grab and test drive in the store.
Did you know, or did you picture the business being successful when you started, or was that something that, when did you know it would be successful?
When did I know? I'm still trying to grow and be more successful, I guess. But I mean, you grab something and you run with it and you keep running with it, and you're not gonna drop the ball.
Well, is this something that maybe you think being an Army brat and traveling around, starting over, is something that contributed to your success?
Not quitting, yeah. Being flexible to change. That's another big thing. Nothing's ever going to go to plan. We get these contracts in for advertising. We get 20 bikes ready for these events, and there's always something going to happen, and you just have to be prepared. You just had to roll with it.
And so how do you deal with that unknown? The
unknown? You keep your calm. You try to be as prepared as you can, and just know that whatever it is, it's coming. And when it comes, then you'll be more mentally prepared. But nothing's ever smooth sailing. You never know what the next big thing's coming.
Well, and it seems like your accounting background would help in the business too, right?
No, yeah, my accounting background. I mean, the simplest. My Dr. Catherine at Bethune-Cookman, in very short terms, like all you have to do is remember, why are businesses boarded up? Well, because they let their expenses exceed their revenue. And so at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, that in a nutshell, you have to make sure your revenue is higher than your expenses. And that's what you have to prepare for.
Boy, that's a basic that lots of small businesses can learn from and
right.
and to help measure. That's
sure.
If you're not making a profit, you can't stay in business.
No, you can't.
Well, I see that we've run out of time for this segment.
Sure.
Time seems to be flying when I get the chance to talk to you. But hang on, and we're going to come back. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll see what advice Catherine might have for those entrepreneurs and viewers today. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Main Street Profiles, where we connect with entrepreneurs and community leaders to learn from their experience and share those ideas that can turn a good idea into a successful business. I'm Jerry Ross, and today we're talking with Catherine Ojeda, who is the owner of Redi Pedi Cab Company here in Orlando. It's so good to have you here, and we've talked about the background of Redi Pedi Cab Company. We've talked about your background, and so now what I'd like to do is switch gears and talk about some of the things, lessons learned that you could offer to viewers who are thinking about starting their business or are maybe in the process of having some of those challenges that you've had. So is there any particular thing that has worked the best for you to help get the business started and keep it running?
I think one thing that stands out that many people may not think about are just like attending networking events. We do a lot of business-to-business events. So going to a network event may not, I don't see how I could get a contract or anything going to a networking event. So a lot of small business go to these events. But when I go there, I'm talking about my product. I'm talking about my business. So I practice talking about my business and things like that to these people so that when the real client comes around, it just rolls off my tongue. And I get the phone calls coming in, and I sound like the real professional, I know what I'm talking about person on the phone, rather than someone that's being a little bit shy or reserved. You need to come across like you're the professional and you really know what you're talking about.
And if, at a networking event, you have the chance to practice that, 20 or 30 times
right.
a night.
Sure.
So when the big chance comes and it's bottom of the ninth,
right.
You've been there before. It's not your first time talking about it.
Exactly.
Is there any one idea or skill that you had that you relied on the most?
That I relied on the most. Well, I mean, my accounting degree helped me. I think that helped me keep my, my cash flow in check, making sure I make ends meet, which is very challenging. But I mean, just going back to my competition background, my running background, just knowing how to, you just keep going. You just keep working at it. Sometimes, people say that there are those long hours at night, that entrepreneurs are up at, 2 or 3 in the morning working on something. I've been there, done that. And you just keep doing it. You just get it done, because it's very rewarding at the end of the day.
Did you have much competition?
I don't think I have competition, but there are other service providers out there, but not at my level, not the level that we do business.
And so is that a level of professionality, or is that a level of having insurance and all of the documentation that
Correct.
it takes?
Right, which is sometimes kind of hard. Like, we do carry the insurance, we pay for all our permits, we dot our I's and cross our T's. And we do compete with others that don't offer that type of professional service. They don't have the insurance, they don't have permits and things like that, but they still come out and provide the service. And at the, sometimes it's heartbreaking, because it's an added expense. But you do what you got to do, and you do come out on top.
So what keeps you up at night? If you're up on those late nights worrying about something, what's the thing that you worry about the most?
What I worry about? Well, just revenue streams. Like, you're always thinking what can you do to get your business to the next level? That's always on the back of my mind. What else can you do to improve your business and make things happen? If you didn't get a contract, or if a lead fell through, why did it fall through, and what can I do next time to make sure I get that opportunity and not lose it?
Did you have a business plan? The truth here. Now we want to hear about.
I think I have a piece of napkin somewhere, but no, I didn't have a business plan to start out with. I did not. I can't say I did. I have napkins, and I have pieces of notebook papers here and there. But I kind of just jumped into it and get to it. I know there's other people that they take months or years of planning. I don't know. I just jumped into it.
Your car was dying. You needed income today.
Right.
Do you have advisors, or do you have people that you can go to for mentoring?
Well, yes. You always want to have advisors and people that you can go to, and different types, and that's those people you also pick up at networking events. So you always want to keep those people close by where you can speak to them, call them up for advice. If a situation comes up, you may want to ask them how they would handle it. And so there's always, you always want to keep those people close by.
Have you ever been scared that maybe you're making the wrong decision, or that something might not work?
That's always happening. You're always going to be, I think that's part of doing the business. But I think it's also the part that drives the business, because if you're not going to think that something's going to work, then you're going to make it work regardless. It's going to work. It's going to happen. So it's not an option to not happen.
So would you do it all again?
I would do it all over again. There's ways to improve things that we did. There's ways to change things. Maybe there were some things that I could have not done, but yeah, absolutely, I would do it all over again.
So what do you think about doing it in Central Florida? Do you think the business climate here is good for that? And what do you see for the future of Central Florida?
Well, I love Central Florida. I think one of the reasons we're so successful is because we started here in Central Florida. I think they're very open-minded here. So it gave us that opportunity to come in and start an unconventional business, because bicycle taxi, pedicabs, it's not a traditional business. So to be given the opportunity to come in and do it, it's been great.
It does lend itself to that as an entertainment center,
Sure.
but also as a relatively young city that is
Right.
very quick to pick up new ideas. If you were going to franchise this, is that an option?
Franchising is an option, actually. franchising and just helping other people to start a pedicab business, consulting. Yeah, there's opportunities for that, definitely.
Have you had any inquiries?
I've had some phone calls. We've had some phone calls, so.
Well, that's certainly a sign that you're doing things right.
Sure, sure.
I appreciate you spending some time with us today and letting us learn a little bit about you, but also about the pedicab business here in Central Florida. So thank you for making time for us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks for joining us today. Once again, I would like to thank Orange County Government and the National Entrepreneur Center for their ongoing support of our small business community, which includes this show. And finally, I want to thank you for what you do each and every day to make our community a great place to live, work, and play. So until next time, I'm Jerry Ross, and we'll see you on Main Street.